There's three primary philosophies that undergird our work. It's the three E's: ethnography, evidence, and ecosystem. Ethnography simply means we study people where they live, work, and play. No focus groups, no surveys. We go to the hospital, we go to the clinic, we go to the home. There's no other way to get the kind of information we need that's going to tell you what it's like to live and breathe as a doctor doing rounds for 10 hours in a row, or what it's like to be a 95-year-old woman dealing with cancer, cardiovascular disease, and diabetes all at the same time. Ethnography is the window into that world, and that's the kind of data that you need to build really great products. When you go into somebody's home, you learn an amazing, it's like a thumbprint. You learn all these unique things about that home, but then after you start going through dozens, hundreds, we've now studied 1,000 households in 20 different countries, you also start to see some patterns emerge. So the trick of doing ethnographically driven product design is understanding unique needs, understanding patterns, and how do you design a technology where it can be personalized for the unique needs of a person with these specific conditions and diseases, but at the same time, you can't afford as a company to invent a product for one person. You got to design something that's going to work for millions. This is really the magic that ethnography brings to us. When we do field work, the first thing we try to do is take as many of the engineers with us into the field, because there's no substitute for just being there and seeing it firsthand. But you can't take 100 engineers with you, so we bring back hundreds, if not thousands of hours of video. We bring back still photos, and we do what are called harvest sessions. It's engineers, designers, social scientists, doctors, and nurses at Intel sitting in a room, immersing ourselves in all of this content and trying to look for patterns and argue with one another about what this means and what product features should be in there. By the time we finish the ethnographic work, the harvest sessions, we've got 100 ideas boiled down to 3 or 4 or 5 that we want to carry forward. Intel has to make a decision. Some of those we choose to spin in to Intel internally. And over time, as we start to get a deep sense of what this product really needs to do, we start building real prototypes in hardware and software and testing those iteratively over and over again with the doctors, with the nurses, with whoever we're designing this for. We develop those as product concepts that we hope will see the marketplace someday. And others we spin out. We share them with university partners, with other companies, and we share a lot of the ethnographic knowledge, because at the end of the day, Intel can't create the personal health marketplace by ourselves. Evidence means we're going to test these technologies in real settings, in real homes, and real clinics to prove that they work. Intel's got 500 elderly households in Oregon and in Ireland that we can use as a test bed to produce the kind of evidence that these technologies really matter. But the grand challenge is, how do we go from 500 to 10,000? That's the grand challenge for our industry if we really want to turn these from cool ideas and kind of cool concepts to real products and services that change people's lives for the better in healthcare. This global aging challenge is so huge, no one can tackle this alone. Intel can't do this alone. It's not one company, it's not one country. An ecosystem approach simply means bringing together all of the players, government, industry, academia, to try to invent this personal health technology marketplace. We've got to change policies. We've got to change standards. It's not enough to build new products if you don't have an infrastructure and a set of legal policies and a set of standardized technologies in place. Then none of this is going to matter. We need lots of companies inventing ideas and driving up competition and driving down costs. 600 million people in the year 2000 were age 60 and above. And we're going to go to 1.2 billion by 2025, and then over 2 billion by 2050. You can't double and then double again and expect healthcare as usual to work. At the end of the day, this is not a technology problem, it's not a policy problem, it's not a standards problem. This is an imagination problem. And while we need new policies and new standards and new technologies, what we need more than anything else from everybody is to reimagine how we do healthcare as we go forward.